Do you have a favorite full grain leather and maybe a favorite non-full grain leather? I'll keep it that simple.
Oh.
Or talk about some of your favorite full grains. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, so a lot of what we do at Horween is full grain. So I mean, there's a lot to choose from, but the Dublin range is pretty hard to beat in my mind. It's full grain, it's waxed, it's got the same stuff in it that we use in the tanning of the shell cordovan. So there's a lot of history there, a lot of tried and true methods, and it ages great, and it's strong for a veg, which is what it is. But
see, why does it? That's one thing I wanted to get into. Sorry, going back to this article. Why does it age nicely? These people say full grain. If it's full grain, it's going to give you a great patina, but that's not necessarily true.
it's not. Yeah, it depends on what the retan is. Mostly, well, not mostly, in large part, and then how it's finished and what color it is too. I mean, it has bearing on too. But
it needs tree barks, in my experience.
Yeah.
To give you a good patina, you need some tree.
I would agree with that. I think that, I mean, that's definitely.
And to clarify for people listening, veg tan leather means that there's trees in it, tree barks in it. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, it means that there are like tannins that are used in the tanning process, and the most common place to get those is from trees, tree bark. The color range is nice. I mean, it's still like almost everything we make at Horween, it's mostly earth tones. It's still, I mean, we can still get nice colors out of it, and it ages down really well. It holds up really well. It's consistent enough that people can make a lot of different stuff out of it, but it does show also all the natural character in it. So it has, I mean, each product that's made out of it has sort of is unique. I mean, at the end of the day, it's unique because it's a naturally occurring product. But if I had to pick one, sort of currently, that would be one. And then top grain.
Oh, it doesn't have to be top grain, just not
full grain.
Not full grain.
I mean, you could get tricky and say shell cordovan.
There's no grain
because there's no grain.
It's gone. I think that's split off.
Well, I mean, it's
shaved off.
The flesh is shaved off. I mean, the grain is there on the opposite side mostly, but so it's kind of full grain, but you don't use the grain. That's a tricky answer, so I'm not going to use that as my answer. So I think.
Tell me you're going to use the C word. Are you going to do it? Yes. All right, we're on the same page then.
The highly contested pronunciation of the word chamois. Chamois, depending on what part of the country or world you're from. But, I mean, there's that leather, and then there's the derivatives of it. There's the waterproof versions, and then there's the oiled and waxed versions. But it's a oiled nubuck to call it what it is. But, you know, you can use both sides of it. It polishes like crazy. Again, earth tones, but I think that I like the colors, the way they turn out. I think that
that's a veg retan too.
Yep.
Yeah, that's where you get the aging from.
Yeah, and then the dark colors come from the oiling, but the oiling is also what gives it that sort of that heavy feel, and also the polishing aspect of it comes from the oiling. But yeah, I mean there are lesser known versions of that product too that are out there that I think are great too, like. Maybe people might not even know, but like Outrigger is one, which is like a waxed version, and Adirondack is the waxed and waterproof version. And it's just variations on a theme, but I think that's a great sort of tried and true, very traditional product that we do that turns out well. And of course, you ask me these questions, and they're all going to be answers from the stuff that I make.
Yeah. I mean. I also asked you for one product of each, and you gave me a bunch. I think you're illustrating the point that you make a lot of different stuff.
Okay, fine. Dublin and chamois.
Podcast over.
Yeah. I'll see you next time.
See you later. And I think there's probably going to be some leather crafters that listen to this. You were talking about brighter colors on Dublin. You're right. That wax layer on the surface darkens it up quite a bit. It gives it a good burst. I've seen some nice brighter colors on a derivative or a variant on the Dublin called Essex. So you can get some bright, like the bold orange Essex is pretty bright. Mm-hmm. There's that red, and I mean, you can do any colors. I would suggest people go towards the Essex route if they want brighter shades. Having said that, we do for Ashland, English Tan Dublin is by far our best seller by like a lot. So Dublin's it's a hit.